So we lose to the Bucs on the road, 21-15. And, I have a lot of thoughts on the game. But just to get this out of the way, that the roughing the passer call, that call did not cost us the game. I think we go a little bit too far with that. And I would have liked to have seen Arthur Smith defend that, us in that bad call a little bit, but, point out that bad call. Mike Tomlin did the same thing with when they did not call the roughing the passer against Kenny Pickett against Kenny Pickett. I feel like he should have put out there that it was an awful call, and that's just what it was. So it's just an awful call. Jerome Boger, he thought he was going to see what happened to Tua. That is not what he's seen, and he threw the flag based on what he thought he was going to see, and then he didn't have the humility to pick it up. He knew it was the wrong call. We got shafted because of that, so that's just what that is. But from a macro perspective, we just wet the bed. We didn't even wet the bed. We didn't do anything for 3 quarters. For 3/4 of this game, we didn't do anything. We didn't play any defense. Tom Brady had 350 yards passing. He was throwing it to wide open backs and wide open receivers, and it was just tough to watch. And then on offense it was even tougher to watch. Now, our two top playmakers didn't go. So Kyle Pitts, our tight end, and Cordero Patterson, both of them were out. So we're at a disadvantage of that. But also, we don't have a lot of room for error. We don't have a lot of room for error. We couldn't really run the ball like anything. We're throwing deep balls to Felipe Franks, who's a quarterback converted tight end. It's just unimaginative, uncreative offense. Defense is what it is. We just don't have any. We don't have any dogs. We don't have any. We don't have talent. And really, that's what we're seeing in the game of football. When, for the most part, you're filling your roster because essentially there's 22 players. You're filling your roster with guys who just can play regular. So you'll have defensive ends and you'll have D tackles, you'll have guards, you have tackles and everything like that. But among that group of position players, you need some studs somewhere. So most of the roster is going to be filled up with guys who just can play. But what augments that and creates winning teams are when they have in some of those positions some studs, and that's what we do not have. I like AJ Terrell. I think he's a good player, but he's not a great player. Grady Jarrett is a great D tackle, but he's a D tackle. So, and he's not Aaron Donald. So he's a great D tackle, but he's not Aaron Donald. Then we have nothing nowhere else. We have no linebackers. We're not getting any kind of great linebacker plays. Our safeties are soft. Our corners are soft. We just don't have any talent. And then on the offensive end, we're dealing with the same thing. We don't have any talent. Drake London might be one of those guys. It looks like he has the ability to be one of those guys, but right now he's a rookie. So, and then everybody else is average or below average. And so I think we're struggling with having a real eye for talent. I don't think we're getting when it comes to being above average, we don't have anyone that's above average that's in our recent drafts. Is Richie Grant above average? You know, is Jalen Hawkins above average? Is Michael Walker above average? Is Lorenzo Carter? The Lorenzo Carter, he looks the par, but you're getting nothing out of that. He's big for nothing, 6'5". You're just getting nothing out of that position and him in that position. So what are you getting out of Troy Anderson? You know, what are you getting out of these guys? Dean Marlowe, what are we getting out of them? We're not getting anything out of him. One of our best players is Olamide Zaccheaus. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this is on Coach Smith. Coach Smith, he's got to coach him up, and he's got to have, he's got to have a better plan for, you can't get stuck. We look like the Titans when the Titans couldn't run the ball. Then you don't got anything else to go to. It's the same drag them out kind of offense, is uncreative. And unfortunately for Coach Smith to be so young, he's basically a dinosaur when it comes to this. And defensively, we don't have any dogs. We don't have any dogs, even though Dean Pease has a great scheme. We don't have any dogs. So man, it's gonna be this. That was tough to watch, including the end. But it was definitely tough to watch the first 3 quarters. And then so next week we're sitting up there and we got the Niners at home. And we trot in there with the 27th ranked defense out of 32 and the 25th ranked offense out of 32. Hell, Young Wade could miss a makeable field goal. So now when you get none of our special teams, it's just, it may make for a long season. I'm trying to stay in there, have some faith, but let's see how we do against the Niners. Let's see if we can't put some things together and scrape away a win. We knew it was going to be hard, these 3 stretch of games here. And obviously it doesn't get any easier. So let's see how we do come next week.